Hello and welcome back to Transport Fever Series 3, the Great Western Railway. Thank you very much for joining me in this video. And today we are going to be, well, I'm not too sure because I am playing this by ear. But between episodes I did get rid of the rest of the towns, as you can see, and I cleaned up, that's not a town. I got rid of the rest of the towns and, well, apart from this little bit here, I cleaned up all the little bits and bobs. As you can see, so everything's been smoothed out rather nicely. Thank you for everybody who's been supporting this series already. Really great. Thank you to everybody who's watching and liking and doing all that kind of good stuff, because that really does help me out, and we're going to see exactly what we can do with this series. There is a lot to do, but in this episode I thought maybe, I'm not sure whether it's a good idea for me to start putting in the forests and the farms first, or putting in the railways and doing everything sort of one little step at a time. So it's really a difficult one for me to sort of figure out. I am trying to base this off maybe 1888, that we are in 1850 right now, but we'll be fast forwarding and doing all that kind of stuff. But I think what might be ideal is, at the moment I'm just looking at the overlays, and I'm just having a look to see what I can find with regards to the sort of forestry in these areas. And it is difficult to sort of find the forests, because obviously everywhere's sort of built up. So there is that issue, and that's why I'm thinking whether it's potentially a good idea to go ahead and first of all put in all the main roads and then forest up from there. So that's what I'm thinking I'm going to do, or start doing, in this episode. So make sure you stay tuned for the rest of this episode, and of course the rest of the series once it comes out. But in this episode we're going to start putting some roads in. No time lapse on this one, because I want to show you sort of my thought process and how I do it, and then we will start getting into time lapsing obviously when we start getting a lot of this underway. So let's get on with it. Right, so my first set of issues is going to be bridging the Thames. That's going to be my first set of issues. Really just trying to work out where I can put these bridges, how these bridges are going to go in, just what we're going to do with this. Now I know, or at least I'm fairly aware of the fact that the embankment didn't exist many years ago. So I'm thinking maybe we could put in as many main bridges as we can. Or did the embankment exist, the Victoria Embankment? No, actually it did exist. Maybe it didn't go all the way along. Oh, this is going to be difficult. Let's have a look at where we are. So if I'm looking over here, I'm thinking we've got a lot more bridges than probably we can put in. So what bridges do I want to put in? I mean, I suppose Tower Bridge there is going to be a key one, so I am going to put Tower Bridge in. So let's actually get on with this. I'm just thinking whether I can just put it in as ballast track, but no, I suppose we're probably better off putting in this. Look, motor vehicles, no, we want something that we can probably have motor vehicles along. See, and the other problem is, just look how big these bridges are. It is a little bit concerning. One way, no, we want two way. One lane, oncoming traffic. Ugh. No. No. That looks good. It says no motor vehicles. Why does it say motor vehicles no? I don't understand. How are motor vehicles not allowed here? I'm a little bit confused. Hey look, that could work. That could work. And unfortunately Tower Bridge is not going to look anything like Tower Bridge. So I'm going to have to clearly figure something out. I'm working on it. I mean, for now, I suppose... what's going to look good for Tower Bridge just for now. Maybe someone will come out with some sort of mod that will help me. You know what? Let's use that for Tower Bridge just to get ourselves started. So I'm going to definitely put, like I said, we're definitely going to have Tower Bridge in, and I'm pretty sure Tower Bridge goes in just about here. He says, not entirely sure. I'm pretty sure it goes in just about there. And we'll put it up like that because why not? There we go. That's Tower Bridge. Okay. So the next bridge we're probably going to put in is going to be, let me think. There's no bridges then all the way over to London Bridge itself. Now, I suppose London Bridge is probably an important bridge to put in. But the problem is, how am I going to get London Bridge in? Because London Bridge technically then needs to go just about here. That's London Bridge. And I'm thinking to myself, it's kind of, I mean, they are close. Not that close, but they are close. So there is that. I could potentially say, well, yeah, they're fairly close to each other. All right, well let's put in London Bridge from about here. And maybe if we don't make it go down like that, let's actually keep it upwards a little bit, like so. Let's do that, and let's see what type of bridge we can use for London Bridge. Should we just use an old wooden bridge because it was always falling down? Sure, why not? There you go. So there's London Bridge. So from that, we're probably going to need... Now, the next bridge along is Southwark and Blackfriars. And I'm thinking Southwark I'm probably going to miss out. And then I'll probably put Blackfriars in about here. Which isn't, again, it's not exactly the right place for it. What would the old bridge look like? Probably a little bit like that, to be completely honest. Can I not give it some extra pillars? Oh, I could do that to it. I suppose that will have to do. There we go. Now again, the fact that these bridges are coming so far off the shore, that's going to cause another potential problem. It's going to cause another potential problem. Then we're supposed to have the embankment that goes all the way around. Now this is where it's going to get very interesting, because there is a road that even back then went all the way around and I think joined up at Westminster Bridge. Now Westminster Bridge is supposed to be, I don't know, about here? I think Westminster Bridge is supposed to be about there. In fact, that's where I'm going to put it in. Bridge pillar collision. Oh, right, yep, sorry, oops. Yeah, about there. That's about Westminster Bridge. Okay. This is really interesting already. That doesn't look too bad for Westminster. Now, does it go straight across? I think it does. And then you've got Waterloo Bridge that's supposed to go across here, but as I said, there's a road that goes from here. So if we bring this along like that, it's supposed to be a road that goes here, and can you see where it comes down along here? The road actually cuts down there. So somehow I've got to get that road down. I mean, we're managing it just about. And yet, I just need to keep it as low as I possibly can. I'm going to keep it the same sort of road for now. No, please stay flat. Right, let's see if we can get it to sort of do what it needs to do. So I sort of want it to go around here. Go around here. Okay, and then eventually it needs to join up like that, but if we do... Actually, that's not too bad, because it does technically make sense. As you can see, that's not too far off that whilst it's flat, so that does make sense to me. That this is how it's supposed to be. So we'll do that, and then we'll connect that up. Right, okay, so how are we going to connect that up? If I just extend this slightly in this direction, like that, and then connect that there. There we go, there's the Victoria Embankment. Okay. Okay, we're doing something here. Could I make that any closer by any chance? Probably not because of that, right? That's probably as close as I could. Well, maybe. Hold on. I could do that. That's better. Okay, a little bit closer. Fantastic. Well, welcome to the Victoria Embankment. If I get rid of that, and that, and that, and then do that, we've now actually got a place that I could potentially recognise. Over here there's a tube station, and we can actually walk along the banks for this short bit here. Now ideally I might want to bring that out a little bit further, maybe not too close to the shoreline. Let's see, find out, bring this out a little bit further now that we've got the line that we need on it. So if I bring it out to about there instead, and then keep that flat and go, well look, let's bring that out. There you go. Yeah, something like that. That's a little bit better for us. Good. Okay, now we're supposed to have another bridge that goes over it. That's a Waterloo Bridge. A Waterloo Bridge definitely goes over it at the bend in the river, at this meander here. I think it goes over right across that. No, don't do that. That's what I want you to do. Yeah, that's how I want that. Wait, does it go down on the other side? I don't recall Waterloo Bridge going down on the other side. I suppose eventually it will go down. Let me make it a little bit longer. How's that looking? I mean, technically that does make sense, but what if I did that, started that out mid, yeah, let's start that out mid, yeah, let's do that. Okay, what's Waterloo Bridge going to be pretty good if we look at it? A metal bridge like that? No. That could look pretty good. Okay. So we'll do that, and then I guess we can now... Yeah, now we can bring it down. That's oh dear. That's not entirely exact. That's not exactly what I wanted. Okay, let's try that again. Bridge. No, don't do that. No, keep it... Yeah, do that. Okay. Do that. Okay, good. Do that. Yeah, do that. Actually, that's probably more realistic. Do that, and then we'll figure it out from there. Right. How do we fix this now? Can we get rid of it? Nope. Okay. Well, we're gonna have to figure something out here. Okay, that's not too bad. I suppose that could potentially make sense. There we go. Well, I'm sure we'll be able to fix that at a later date once we've figured it out. So we've got the embankment, we've got Blackfriars, we've got Waterloo, we've got Westminster, we've got London, we've got Tower Bridge. That's pretty good. Now after Tower Bridge, I don't remember any bridges. In fact, I don't think there were any bridges. I think Tower Bridge was the last bridge. Yeah, it is the last bridge. Tower Bridge is the last bridge. We do have the sort of Blackwall Tunnel area to sort of figure out when we figure it out. I'm not sure if the Blackwall Tunnel existed back then, but we'll probably need to do something along those lines. Okay, so now that we've got the embankments in, what we're going to have on the opposite side. Now, as far as I know, Waterloo continues along as a main road. Westminster does something a little bit funky. I suppose we need to put in Lambeth Bridge as well, but that's tiny. Don't really want to put in Lambeth Bridge. Do we have space to put in Lambeth Bridge? I suppose technically we could. Lambeth in there, and then Vauxhall... Oh, no, hold on. We can't put in Lambeth because Vauxhall's got to go right across that. Let's put in Vauxhall Bridge. There you go. And we'll do that for Vauxhall Bridge. Don't auto-save. Yeah, we'll do that for Vauxhall Bridge. That'll look pretty good. There we go. Nice little double dip on either side. Does that look good for the angle? That looks fairly good for the angle. Okay. So it's Westminster. Yeah. Okay. Right. Already regretting this series altogether. This is going to be really, really difficult because there's now got to be a train station that goes in here. There's Vauxhall train station, which comes out from Waterloo Station, and Waterloo Station's got to go in here. So, I mean, just for example, just to give you an idea of how this is going to mess things up. Look at the size of a 240 metre station. That's supposed to be Waterloo Station. I don't know how I'm going to do this at all. I just really don't know how this is going to work. And then, essentially, we're supposed to put Vauxhall Station in right there. Now, admittedly, Vauxhall Station is probably a 160 metre station, but we've still got to put Vauxhall Station in. Unless I want to make all the stations smaller than they would be in real life, so therefore, Waterloo Station's only 160 metres, making sure that we have shorter trains. That's just going to make shorter trains all the way through, which is going to be a bit of a problem. It's just going to be a problem. It's just really going to be a mess to get these in. So Waterloo Station, I guess, essentially should be between Waterloo and Westminster Bridge. If I take in the flexible station, or forget the flexible station, do we not just have a standard station? Terminal station, curvature like that. Nope, it's the wrong way. It's supposed to be something like that. That's still, I mean, just look at the size of that. That's supposed to go in there. And sort of, yeah. So I'm thinking maybe 160 is probably our best bet. That's all we can do. 5 platforms Waterloo. Unless I don't want to put in something like Waterloo Station. Waterloo Station would then be going to Vauxhall and then be coming outwards, coming out through the suburbs of London, heading in towards Wandsworth, going down, and it's basically the London South Western Railway, which is why I think it's important to actually put it in. But I just cannot physically figure out how that's going to work. I mean, similarly, we're going to have the same problem with Paddington over here. Paddington's supposed to go about right there. That's where Paddington's supposed to go. And that's going to be just as big a problem. So if anybody has tips for that, do let me know. Because if anybody has tips, that might really help me. This is the kind of thing, this is the kind of thought process that I'm going to have to try and work through and figure out what on earth is actually going on, because it's just going to be, it's going to be rough. It's definitely going to be rough. Let's put in the next road though. So let's, for the moment, we'll put in all these roads at the same slow speed, like this, and we'll try and put in as many roads as we can. So, I mean, Charing Cross Station, by the way, is supposed to go in here, and that's just not going in. Charing Cross is just not going to fit. I'm not sure what to do with that, unfortunately. So, oh dear. Just flatten that out, please. Thank you. Right, so, Waterloo does extend for a little while. So it's the Waterloo Road, and Waterloo Road sort of connects up near Blackfriars. So if Blackfriars comes straight down, which is that, so it should connect roughly, it should be in line with, should be after Westminster Bridge, should connect something like this. Blackfriars Bridge goes down like that, and both of these will connect up to essentially the Westminster Road, or the old Westminster Road, which goes something like this. That's how the old Westminster Road goes. So perhaps we should get rid of that and bring that down like that. Yep, and that goes down like that. That looks about right. Okay. Now with that, I think, to be honest, I don't think I've got the angle completely right. But it's as close as I'm going to be able to get it right now. If we go look at the old London Bridge and things like that, we have a bunch of roads that are going to connect up towards the old London Bridge, which is that one there. Sort of want it to go in this direction a little bit, and we'll sort of try and make the main road, I don't know, extrapolating this a little bit, just a bit of extrapolation. We're probably going to look at something along these lines or so. Yeah, something like that looks about right. Yeah, that looks sort of, I really don't know. And then this connects up like that. Okay. This is the amount of difficulty I am going to have with this entire series. We're going to have even more difficulties with Tower Bridge because I think it's even worse as to how the connections go on it. But I'm pretty sure that this is supposed to connect to that, something like that, and the Tower Bridge comes down like that, and there's going to be a connection, and yeah, it's going to be a mess. It is definitely going to be a mess. Off Blackfriars Bridge, though, we should have another connection that connects up to London Bridge. So we're actually going to have... I'm just going to do it like that because I think that's a fairly decent-ish... Actually, no. Hold on. Could I do it like... Nope, not quite like that. Let's do it like that. There we go. Okay. That's not too bad. That's not too bad at all. Now, of course, we're supposed to have a whole bunch of stuff here, but we're just going to put buildings here. Instead, there's supposed to be a few inner roads that go in and out of this place. Similarly, there probably should be a road that goes sort of in between here, which I'm going to actually stick in. How should I stick that in? Actually, let's stick it in like that. That looks roughly what we should be having. Right. So now over here we've got ourselves St George's Circus, which is where we're going to have a few roads going in all sorts of directions, including one that's essentially going to connect up to this. So we're going to have one connecting up, I think, to that. Oh wait, does that join up at Elephant and Castle? I think it does. Okay, so that's going to this is going to be an awkward one because I think that's got to join up. Oh boy, this is going to be hard. Right, we do that. And then we've got another road. That's actually going towards Lambeth Bridge. It's supposed to be another road that goes that... What? Yeah, okay. That road's supposed to go towards Lambeth Bridge. But unfortunately, Lambeth Bridge no longer exists. That's going to be across there. Unless I do make it exist. In which case, the road's basically just going to go, what, like that, all the way along there, and then it's just going to go straight across. Well, actually, the bridge is going to be made straight across like that. No, okay, no, delete the road. It's just going to be made straight across like that. Yeah, essentially... That's what you're going to have, and then that goes like that. That's Lambeth Bridge, then. Okay. In which case, from there, from Westminster Bridge Road, we need one that goes down like this. That doesn't seem entirely right, but I think that might work. That might work, because that's got to somehow... Does that connect it to Vauxhall Bridge? I don't know. I know it connects up to this road. This road's essentially just going to continue. This road essentially just continues in that fashion. Pretty much like this. That's the angle of that road. Pretty much. We're actually making London. We're actually making London here, and I am actually surprised that I've even managed to get this far in this single episode. Now we've got the cricket ground, Surrey Cricket Ground, right here, so that's going to be interesting. That's the oval, right? I think that's the oval that they've got. So now this road is supposed to what? Connect up like that? That doesn't seem right. I feel like it's supposed to go straight down first for a while. Yeah, I feel like that's... No. I feel like it's going to go that way. Yep, it's going to do that for a while before joining up to it. So, where would it join up? Just after Vauxhall Bridge. Actually, no, it'd probably go here and join up in line with Vauxhall Bridge. Yep. So do that and then that. And roughly in line with Vauxhall Bridge. That's where the oval will go. Which means that that joins up like that. I think that's how it works. I think that's how the road goes. Okay. Okay, we're getting somewhere. Alright, we're definitely getting somewhere. This is going to be difficult. This is going to be... Now, that is just think about what area I've just done. I've just done that little bit of London. That... Hold on. I can't even get it in screen. On screen at the moment. Let's see. Everything you see in... Alright, hold on. There we go. Everything you see on the map in front of you, all of that is London. And that's what we've got to make. Yeah. What have I got myself into? What have I actually got myself into? And then we've got to think about things like Victoria Station, and we're going to have railway bridges, and we've got the Chelsea Bridge, and... Oh boy. Alright, hold on. Where does the Chelsea Bridge go? Let's at least try and work out where the bridge goes in Chelsea. So the Chelsea Bridge should be... I think this is Chelsea, right? Underneath Hyde Park would be going towards Chelsea. I'm pretty sure, so if that's Hyde Park... So, Hanover Square, that side's Paddington. So this side down here should be Chelsea, straight underneath. And then we've got Battersea Park on the opposite side. Yeah, that makes sense to me. So there's supposed to be a bridge somewhere here, right there. That's supposed to be another bridge. I think that's Chelsea Bridge. I think that's the next bridge after Vauxhall. There's a railway bridge here, and then there's a suspension bridge here. I'm not sure about the suspension bridge though. I don't know how I'm supposed to make that a suspension bridge. Just going to point that one out. What if I just did that? I just said, hey look, it's a suspension bridge. I need options for suspension bridges. Can't find any options for suspension bridges, so I'm going to take that, unfortunately. So that's going to be my guess for the Chelsea Bridge. There we go. And next to that, we're actually going to have to do... We are going to have the bridges going into Victoria Station here. Although, which side of Victoria do they go into? Hang on a second. Victoria Station is just literally right here. So it's not going to be far. And Victoria Station is going to be one of those underground stations. It's going to be one of these. Somehow we've got to get that above ground. Oh boy. How is that going to work? Okay. I'm a little confused or a little concerned about that. Yeah, I'm definitely a little bit concerned about that one. Now, we should have some roads sort of connecting up these bridges, so sort of with Chelsea Bridge and stuff like that. So let's see if we can do that to finish this episode off. So essentially there should be a road that goes... Does it go pretty close to the... I can't remember. No, hold on. I think this is a bit too... There we go, that's better. So there should be a road that goes essentially like that, I think. Yeah, I think it's like that. should do that. That connects up to there like so. There should be another road that goes out in this direction. We're not going to do that just yet. This road comes pretty close to the banks. I can't remember the name of this road. Can't remember the name of this road at all. And then it goes sort of out of the way of Vauxhall, or out of the way of Vauxhall Bridge. So it actually does this and goes up and around like that. And then it's supposed to connect up to Lambeth Bridge, so we'll actually get it connecting to Lambeth Bridge if we can. Or we'll make it go just past Lambeth Bridge and we'll get Lambeth Bridge to connect to it. And then it goes around. Now, that's supposed to be Westminster Bridge. So, realistically, it's supposed to, straight after Lambeth Bridge. Ah, this is the problem. That's where the House of Parliament go. Right there. That's the House of Parliament. Between the two bridges. You know what? We're going to try it like that. I'm actually going to try it. So I'm going to actually bring this slightly further over. And I'm going to go, look, you go stick yourself in there. You connect to that. That block is our Houses of Parliament block. Okay. You can connect up like that. Yep, okay. That goes all the way to Chelsea. There's the Chelsea Suspension Bridge. Get railway bridges and whatnot there. Okay. And then at the moment, nothing's connected to Tower Bridge. So we're starting London. That's how far we got in this entire episode. That just shows you the scale of work. That just shows you the entire scale of work that we've got to do. Wow. Thank you very much for watching. Please remember to hit the like button if you like this video. Subscribe to the channel for more videos on Transport Fever Series 3, The Great Western Railway. There is a lot to go on before we even start the railway. I'm just imagining how we're going to get houses in here, how we're going to get this area Elephant and Castle done. How we're going to expand these bridges. Do we have to keep all the roads this size? What happens if we need to expand the embankment? Victoria Embankment needs to be expanded. How are we going to do that? How are we going to expand this main road? This is going to have to be a 4-lane road at some point or something of the sort. This is going to be really difficult. Follow me on Twitch, www.twitch.tv/ECGadget, and you can find me on social media at ECGadgetLP for both Twitter and Instagram. That's all from me for now. I'll see you guys next time in Transport Fever Series 3, The Great Western Railway, where I'm thinking, let's try and get this part around Paddington done. So we've got the part near Waterloo done, and we've figured out it's going to be a fail. Let's try and get the part around Paddington and Victoria done, and see if that's going to be a fail. So if we get Westminster, Victoria, Paddington, Chelsea done, and we'll just see what happens around this area. So I'll see you guys then.